All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another podcast with the Nevermind crew. Well, some of us, right? That's pretty good. We got Ceny, Juan, Gold Monkey. I gotta remember that. Or Blurr.
Or Blurr. You can go by Blurr. It's fine.
Blurr
I don't really have a name at this point. It's kind of all of them at the same time.
And then we got Headshot, aka Skillful of It, aka stev.
There we go.
I like that. I like that.
The brown Jesus over here.
Yeah.
Oh. Jesus.
Dude, I wish my hair was that long. Rocking
Are you talking about me? Oh,
I miss your full
Who else has
flow.
long hair?
Yeah,
I know, dude. You had. I have a picture of you.
All right, you're
For
editing. Throw in the picture.
Put in the picture.
Another picture.
Yeah, bro. It's like so poofy. I trade hairs with you, bro.
Yep.
But you have to have maximum afro, and then I'll trade it.
I'll keep doing that thing that Juan talked about that I in the last podcast where I make him do things when I ask him to edit things. Now edit Ceny's afro onto you.
Hey, look at me, guys! I can say the word. Woo!
Juan's like, I hate this guy.
Juan, I need to know what hair products he's using. Why does his hair look silky smooth?
It's beautiful. This is great.
I have yeah, that's where all my money goes.
Just
got holy water
routine.
I got
This episode is sponsored by Manscaped.
Yeah, I need to manscape my hair. Woo! Let me present to you guys.
Hey,
Run the
whoa,
buzzer
don't
over.
push.
Okay. So today we got actual topics. Yeah, like not just a little campfire circle talking about each other's feelings and how we feel about each other.
Yeah, that was nice and all, but
It was nice. It
I
was
still
nice.
hate
but
all of you.
nothing has changed.
Understandable. The feelings mutual.
Blowjobs, we're getting down to the real business.
Yeah.
Now we're getting to the nitty gritty, as they say, right? So today we got a few topics, and let's start off with thoughts on the way video games are produced nowadays, and subtext: do they focus more on the longevity of the game through transactions?
Hey, that's a hot one.
Let's kick it off with Blurr, since you're the one that brought up the topic. So how do you feel about video games now? Are they making them just
The same
live service?
standard?
Kind of what you're going towards? Is that how you're feeling like?
I think video game developers figured out a cheat code. They were like, oh, wait, we can figure out a way that games can keep making us money over a long period of time. And then all the video game companies, they all said, look, we can just do this. We make a game, we make it viral, and then we can just do cosmetics and shit. Which I kind of feel like conflicted because cosmetics are cool as shit, and I think they're really cool. But I think unfortunately a lot of game developers have they just kind of like look at it as like a cheat code, and they're like, oh, this is so easy. Like, let's just make a bunch of cosmetics. I feel like I don't know, at Fortnite, bro, they gotta have like 50% of their company dedicated to making skins and fucking trademarks and shit. Because I mean, it's fucking work. They make a shit ton of money, but like,
Besides their Unreal Engine, right?
Yeah.
Besides their Unreal Engine,
Right.
their Epic Game Store, Fortnite, it's like their main draw.
100%.
yeah.
They were like, oh, this is our money make. This is how we make it, and they did. But that, I feel like that's kind of spawned a wave of like people that are just kind of like, oh, we can just do cosmetics and we'll make a shit ton of money. And I mean, game investors, everybody is like, oh yeah, 100% do that. And it's kind of hard for, I guess, like I feel like a lot of old games, like maybe the draw of it was more like the design and things like that. Whereas like now, that's not the focus of the development team. Because why would you focus on that when you can just shit out a bunch of skins on the same models and everything? I mean,
It's definitely turned like a lot of online games, even some single player games, like live service games, into having these battle pass and season type models where it's like it's just like I want money.
Yeah.
This is what we're gonna do. This is like
Straight
a good example in my mind is a game that came out recently that I think really could have been good if it wasn't a live service
no.
game, and that's Suicide Squad. I don't know if you guys know anything about that game,
Yeah, you're
but
right.
that game was so incredibly disappointing because it's all based around seasons and that battle pass type thing, and it's just like it's so unnecessary. You could have had a
Mhm.
wonderful game, especially a game like that where this is more in depth into the game's knowledge. It's a very it's a voice actor who is huge last game before he
Batman.
has passed away, Batman. And it was just it just felt like a slap in the face that was like his last game and like in memorial to him.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous that people just think it's like fine.
You know who
And
I played Fortnite for this, to be honest with you.
A lot of people do.
Mhm. I think it's what really started it.
I vouch for that, but I also feel like I don't think it's the those who produce the games at fault. I think it's just those who are in charge of them,
Fan
who
base.
are in them, because they see how much financial money there is to make, right? That they just now push on you these set rules of, if it doesn't follow A, B, and C, I don't want you to even try a new game style. Like, it's gotta have either, some type of, like you guys said, some type of seasonal pass, some type of future DLC before we launch things. Sometimes I feel like they even tell them, hey, we can put all this into one game. And they're like, well, actually, how about we cut off here, this part, then give you guys the game at this point, and then later on we add out the DLC. Not all of them do that. I think they're not all bad. My greatest example, still to this day, Elden Ring.
Elden Ring
forever,
was,
ever stand strong and proud to have
It's a
come
good
in
game.
with a game
Yeah,
like
it is
that.
a great game.
Because
I will say it's a good game.
they've
I
developed
also
so
think
much well.
it has a lot to do with mobile games. I think a lot of these new companies took the
Ooh.
mobile game style.
Oh,
Where they're just
shit.
like
Yes.
Freemium,
like
the
it's-
freemium
yeah,
kind of thought
yes,
process,
bro.
microtransactions.
they
Oh
took the
my
same
God.
thing and it's like we're just gonna, instead of making new games, we don't have to develop a whole new map or a whole new engine for this. We can just do a mobile game style where we just
Same
keep
thing,
editing it,
and then keep
updating it,
updating,
and add more stuff and get you addicted with microtransactions. It's like
Yeah.
they
And it is
learning
addiction.
from mobile games. Horrible.
Do we think that has like this is a reasoning for like people being like what is the word I'm looking for? Like people are so like their attention span's not very long. Like it's very like I want these short experiences, and nowadays like everything is kind of representing that. We got like YouTube Shorts, TikTok doing that stuff. I mean, it's the
Could
joke
be.
of like the Subway Surfers playing. So do you
Mhm.
think
True.
because like that
It's a
could be
dopamine hit.
something is like doing like the seasonal thing is like here's a short experience.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they can way more consistently push that shit out. Like it's way easier for them to keep releasing that new content. So it looks like a lot of new updates. Oh, there's a
Oh no,
but
you cut off
it's
that
it's
And now,
it's
cut it
like
It's
oh,
like
I cut out.
Yeah. Did
Why
you
is
go
it
back
cutting
to that
out?
whole time?
Shit.
They didn't want you
You're
to
gonna
leak the
have to
secrets.
repeat-
That's why.
repeat the last 10 seconds of what you were saying.
yeah.
Fuck. What was I saying? Oh, the yeah, like it looks like they're adding a lot of new content. But
Dude, there's no way.
They cut out of it.
They are not letting you tell the secrets. It's crazy.
Wait, let me disconnect and reconnect.
Good.
Dos, tres,
sound good now.
cinco, cuatro,
Yeah,
seis.
you're good.
Okay, I'll just talk a little closer. But anyway, it looks like for like game developers, they're adding a lot of new content. And it's like a lot of new updates, but it's not really a lot of new shit. It's just them reskinning everything, and so it's easy for them to like maintain, I guess, a player base in like the public eye, but it's not like adding any new shit to the game.
Yeah.
Half the time.
No, 100%.
I think Overwatch is a good example of that too.
Yeah,
They-
or like even if we're moving away from like say like battle pass and seasons and just how like kind of games are coming out right now, like games are releasing incomplete, where it's just like everything is now is just like, oh, it's early access.
Early
it's
access,
fine. Like this is how the experience is supposed to be. Or like even AAA games like Call of Duty dropping, it's the same game every year. When Vanguard came out, Call of Duty Vanguard came out, the game previous, I think it was Modern Warfare 2 or something like that. That game started bugging out and having Vanguard textures in it.
Oh,
so it's literally the same game, just reskinned. That is a problem that's happening, it is just a reskin.
That's one thing I can applaud Nintendo for. They actually release complete games.
Yeah,
true. Probably one of the few developers.
And they don't capitalize like ever. Like Smash is like the best. Is a really good example. Like they did monetize a little bit.
Yeah,
but they never. They could have taken it.
Dude, sells so well on Smash.
The day Smash adds Battle Pass, it's over, man.
The day they add skins,
that's what I'm saying. Like, there's things that we want them to add, and they're like, no.
I wanted them to do it.
Yeah, that is true. Because I remember wanting them to add skins, bro. That's
so maybe it's a us thing then.
It is though, no, 100%. Because
like, how is that okay at the end of the day?
That's what I'm saying
about other games doing it.
I was about to go there.
Well, that's why I kind of want to say like it's a quick money making scheme because everybody does buy them. Like we all do buy skins. Like we like skins. Everybody does buy it, so it works. I mean, that's why video game developers do it.
Well, to an extent, it works, right? Like it's not
for like longevity though, which is kind of like the topic. Sorry, somebody else go ahead.
Right.
To be honest, I never really had a problem with them skins being in games. I have a problem with them costing $20 for a skin being in a game.
Yeah.
Isn't that like Suicide Squad, right? Like they have like $20 skins and shit.
Jesus.
Like, how is it gonna cost almost a third of the fucking game?
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I could just be talking out of my ass, but I know they added Joker as a new character, and I think he might be a purchasable character.
No, I think he's free.
He's free? Okay.
Yeah, he's free.
I wasn't sure, but there's games that do that. That'll lock like things but maybe that's a little different.
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, like Spider-Man, maybe. Like he's not purchasable, but in the Avengers game,
right?
You had to play on PlayStation in order to get him, right? Like he was exclusive to PlayStation, so you can play him on the Avengers. And you were saying?
No, go ahead. Just finish. My bad.
I was gonna say like, okay, so we're seeing that developers. I mean, it's not really the developers that are doing it, right? Like it's who's actually the one pushing for this. It's the shareholders, obviously.
Yep.
They're the ones pushing. They're the ones pushing for it. But why are they pushing for it? Because it fucking works, dude. It's selling.
Yes.
It's selling.
It sells.
So whose fault is it, though, really, that more games are trying to push for this live service style?
It's still kind of shady because, like, you're capitalizing on people's dopamine hits.
Yeah.
I mean, FIFA had the biggest lawsuit ever because of that, right? Facts. Because of the gambling shit with buying packs and all that, and how they were trying to advertise it towards children, knowing the dopamine effect, like you said. Yeah. And they tried to go through it, and somehow FIFA got away with it and made it to where they're saying it's actually the responsibility of parents because they should be on top of their kids, blah, 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 blah. So it allowed, and in a sense, I want to go crazy, but battle passes are kind of the same way because
I think everything just kind of goes two ways, doesn't it?
Yep, exactly.
It's like, oh, you want to play this game for 3 hours, or do you want to buy this battle pass and get 25 levels in 10 seconds?
Because I think the best way to put it is sometimes you'll play a game so many times and you're like, I'm over it, right? But because now you have something to gain from it that you bought from, you will go and play that game multiple times because you're like, okay, but I got this now, so I have a reason to keep on playing the game. Even if it's the same exact thing, you go over and over again. I personally, my issue more than the transactions is when they release single player games or just games in general that are incomplete. That's my biggest gripe because if you buy physical nowadays, there's no point you owning it. Because you still had to get connected to the internet to play the game because they had to still download a patch or whatever.
Cyberpunk.
Thank you. I think that's the saddest thing ever. my first time, I forgot what game I bought, but when I saw that happen, I didn't think I needed to download it. So I clicked cancel and I tried to play. I was like, I don't need the internet. And it told me you can't play the game without downloading this. I'm like, but what's the point of me buying the game if I need this pre-patch, this download thing? So my biggest gripe with nowadays games is that having a physical copy and a digital copy, there's no difference, and people are able to get away with selling you incomplete stuff and pretty much gatekeeping you from being able to play more stuff, unless you do whatever it is that you need to do. You're good, Blurr?
Back. My Discord took a big shit.
You're good.
That's not thankfully, it's not every game that does that.
But it's
Thank
a common
God.
trend.
But it is a common trend. You're right.
Yeah, unfortunately, becoming really common now. I feel like everybody doing it.
I remember my topic.
Go
Write it down.
I'd rather
talk about it now.
Right?
I don't want to talk about it now. But
can you segue it?
All of you guys have played Zelda, right?
Which
yes.
one? Are you supposed or just in general?
I wanted to see you guys' thoughts on what you would want to see in the next.
In the next Zelda? All right, that's a good one.
Okay.
Write that down. Write that down.
Yeah, write it down. Write it
You
down.
definitely should
Write that down. Write that down. SpongeBob meme. The SpongeBob meme right there. Write that down. Write that down.
And real quick, going back to something Ceny said earlier about like the pricing of things, I think that is a very fair and reasonable thing. Like if things were more reasonably priced, I
agree.
Especially if it's cosmetic things, I do not care that there's cosmetic purchasables.
True.
But if there's a game like a good example is Dragon's Dogma 2. I don't know if you guys played that or know anything about it.
Played the first one.
When that game came out, and I don't know if they have fixed this or anything, they had a purchasable currency for fast traveling.
That's so stupid.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's a pretty
entire
scummy.
That's
mechanics.
insane.
That
It's
is
not
It's a single player game.
Yeah, it wasn't the fact that they had microtransactions. It's the fact that they put microtransactions on entire mechanics of the game.
Yeah,
knowing people have
it's a necessity.
weaknesses,
Yeah.
and knowing people have some weaknesses, like, oh, do I want to waste my time grinding? And it's not like it's exclusive to the microtransaction. I believe that you can get that item regularly through normal gameplay. It's just to have that instant gratification of having the ability to fast travel is
as an adult where you're luckily at this point in my time I still have a good bit of time to play games and stuff, but for people that don't have as much free time, who are already picky with what they're playing, they're going to be like, oh, if I can save some time on something as simple as walking all the way over there, then it feels like, oh, I should buy that. Which it just I don't know. That as selling a mechanics just seems very scummy.
It is. We all agree with you there. Like nobody here is going to disagree with the fact that selling game mechanics is super scummy. Like fast travel should be the last thing on a microtransaction list, if we're being honest.
No.
I
haven't really played that many games lately because I don't think that games these days have been holding my interest, especially games with microtransactions. I don't think they're long enough for me to want to spend extra money on it. It's just
is there games that you're going back to at all, ever?
What do you mean?
The interest thing could just be you getting older, and I do think that's a thing that I've gone through is as I get older, it is way harder for a game to hold my interest, and I think it's just because I now have a perspective on time is the most valuable thing to me.
Yeah.
So I would rather spend my time doing something else than a lot of these games.
Yeah.
So I think that's a more a very interesting thing to look at compared to when I was a kid, I'd play whatever for however long.
Right.
Yeah, it's a combination of that, and also it's just it seems these days that the games that they're making are all kind of the same. You point, you shoot, you kill. It's nothing creative, nothing new. The last game that I really, really liked was Elden Ring. That was great.
Yeah.
Elden Ring is a masterpiece.
Elden Ring was a really good example of like something fresh, something that people wanted,
Yeah, like
something that was like
Sun
beautiful.
Wukong. That's something that I'm
There's-
probably gonna get when it
Right.
comes out. Yeah.
There's a lot of games that we can definitely name that do it all the same, that do all the microtransactions the same fucking way. And a lot of what I'm hearing from you guys is that like the pricing is really fucking like they price gouge these microtransactions like crazy. Like
crazy.
a third or sometimes even half the fucking price of the game that you purchased is in microtransactions.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I can speak. There's so many games that do it that way, right? But I think it's a good idea to also talk about some games that kind of do microtransactions right. And we're gonna go back to what Ceny was talking about, especially with Elden Ring, like how great that game is, and how they didn't have to do any fucking any microtransactions or anything like that.
Great.
We'll talk about some of the good games that can do it right without using a bunch of microtransactions. But a good example of I think, I don't know if you guys have played it, a good example of a game that did microtransactions is doing microtransactions right, I think, for the most part, is a game like Helldivers. Helldivers 2, I should say.
I didn't even know.
There's one I think too that does it right. I think
Which one?
I think GTA 5. I think that did it right.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
Surprisingly.
And then the
I guess
money,
there's
like
more
you could just
online.
buy money.
Yeah, you can buy money, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, everything else, and it's really easy for you to gain money. There's like exploits that they've allowed that
Oh,
they don't
yeah.
ban. So if you look around and find out how to get the exploit money, they won't like
Yeah.
ban the method. They'll just leave it there. So if you want to
That's
search
funny.
your way,
I didn't know that.
it's yeah.
Yeah.
So I
That's a
do
good
agree
one.
with that. I have seen that. So like
There's
And to be honest, I also wouldn't mind if Spider-Man 2 had like microtransactions for costumes and stuff for skins.
They said
I
they
wouldn't
won't
mind
do
that.
it. They said they won't do it. Every costume they want to release is free. That's kind of their entire motto, which Insomniac,
great.
I 1,000% respect for taking that approach. They
Yeah.
could have easily sold people's skins in that single player game.
Yeah.
And that another thing that we see problematic right nowadays is like we're seeing microtransactions in single player games, like what Steven was bringing up with Dragon's Dogma 2. And that fucking sucks, right? I do personally, I believe that Fortnite, because everybody's chasing the Fortnite model, that
Yeah.
we're seeing this huge transformation and people going, we're gonna do live service, and that leads to fucking shitty games coming out.
Yep.
From great fucking studios, dude. Rocksteady with Suicide Squad, right? They have a history with the Arkham Knight games, the Batman games, right? Those were like some of the greatest games of all time, some people would say, right?
God, why did they do
And
that?
then they fucking forced them. I don't blame the developers. I blame WB, who's under who Rocksteady is under. I blame them for pushing them like, we need you guys to make a live service game, and we don't give a fuck about like your reputation. I don't care.
Yep.
You're making a live service game with the fucking Joker as like added later on, and this shitty season pass bullshit, right?
Yeah,
So they're chasing the Fortnite model, the Fortnite gold mine.
Yeah.
they're trying to recreate that model. I mean, they're trying to recreate some of that money that they received from the DCU.
Yeah. That's fucked up.
So, and Fortnite, I mean, it's kind of hard not to go back to that game, especially for like you guys, right? Especially for Juan, Blurr, and I don't know about Ceny or Steven, but like I know you guys go back to Fortnite regularly. But then again, Juan is kind of in a different boat. He's not your normal consumer. He's a content creator. And like
right. It is good for content. I mean,
you know,
it's consistent. And it's
So-
great. It's great for viewers too.
Yeah, there's
Everyone's
always something new.
Yeah.
And Epic Games itself has the creator code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, I don't think. Sorry, go ahead.
no, go for it.
I was just gonna say I don't think Fortnite necessarily has done bad, because I feel like that was what it was from the beginning.
It's
Like
what-
everybody knew that this is what Fortnite is. It's
Yep.
it's a VR. That's what everyone was playing it for. and then they just added a bunch of new shit.
It's
Which
also
I mean,
free to play.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
what
I
I
mean-
was gonna say. I was like, they
Yes.
keep on saying Fortnite is an example or the cause of this, and it is, but
It's free though.
they are like the pure form of what that should be. Like where nobody gets harmed, everybody's able to enjoy. There's no like
pay to win.
yeah, there's
or
no
any-
pay to win method at
any,
all.
like mechanics are added.
Everything
Yeah.
is in there for your enjoyment, and they love their creators. Where they let the creators who spread the word able to get in on some of that stuff for advertising the stuff. They've locked down on people like oh my bad, go for it, Tony.
I was about to say that I think Fortnite is one of the companies that does microtransactions, right?
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
that they're expensive.
Mhm.
You can
Yeah,
get them-
it is. It's
Yeah.
expensive as shit
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
It-
150%.
Yeah, people want to follow the Fortnite model, but still charge you full price for
Yeah,
a game.
try to abuse.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that is bonkers
Yep.
because at that point, that's crazy. Because I honestly do kind of feel like with games that add skins like CS or things like that, that if you want the game to look cool, you want it to look cool for you, and you want to put in some money, go for it. But when you're already paying for a game and then you gotta pay, add on and add on,
Mhm.
I would never do that.
Yeah, it's a like. I think for me, for video games in general, right? The microtransactions, like there's a few that are just terrible. But my biggest beef, I guess, with the gaming industry, and once again, this has nothing to do with, as we've said, the people who are producing the game or making the game. It's the people above them, the money making. They force them to rush games out now, so they can't
Yep.
fully send out the things unless the people who are the what do we call them, the CEOs or whatever, unless they agree with them. Like with Elden Ring. What was another great game that's come out that plays
Baldur's
extremely well?
Gate
Baldur's
3.
Gate.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Games like that, unless
I haven't even
everybody's in
played it, and I
unison,
know how good it is.
Oh, good.
it's
Literally, I think my favorite game of all time now.
I need to play it. I haven't
Me?
played it either.
I need to too.
Senny, you're down? You're down? You're down?
I'll,
Yeah, I'll play it.
I'll run a
I'll
playthrough
play
with you guys.
Please,
It's
a
multiplayer.
dungeon.
It's 4-player. We can mod it to
Oh,
have more
shit.
people. I'm down.
I'll run it with
Okay.
you guys.
I'll run
Shit,
it.
I do need to buy it. I need to
You know
buy
what
it.
game they ruined? Oh my god, it was so good. It was the perfect. I will forever stand on this hill that they fucked up Shadow of Mordor. That game was so great.
Wait, what?
I've never
It was
played
so
it. But...
good.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
they
What do you
created a
what do you
whole
mean they messed
perfect
it up?
system for it. They gave it a bunch of microtransactions, which killed it.
Oh, that fucking dude.
Speaking of,
Uh,
tell us about it. Tell what when did they go wrong in it, and then when did it start losing the heart of the game?
I kind of want to hear more. I'm a Lord of the Rings fanboy over here, dude.
it was from the beginning. They had those microtransactions in it that you can buy coins and shit to help level up your stuff, and people were all like, "Oh,
Oh,
spend $70 on this game. We don't want to do that."
$70?
No,
it's
the game was
full
$60.
price game.
Oh shit. Okay.
For the packs and
Yeah,
everything.
but pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn. Yeah.
destroyed it.
Jeez.
And then at the end of the game's life cycle, they released an update where they took all that out, all the microtransactions.
Whoa, after all
late.
that?
Insane.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't do that. That's horrible. All that money.
And they try to. It's like that feels like such a scummy thing of like, guys, look, we're trying to be good. Like, don't
yeah,
be
that's
mad.
weird.
We took your money already, but look, we're now not taking
our player
anybody's
base
money.
is gone, and now the bad thing is gone.
Now
Guess what
everyone
company
come
did
back.
that?
I remember that
Which
actually.
company
yeah.
it was?
Now that you brought it up.
WB.
always
Oh,
WB.
WB.
Well, hold
I
on.
also-
Let's be glad that they don't own Lord of the Rings anymore. Then I think who owns them now? I think it's another company that owns the entire franchise of Lord of the Rings.
Damn.
Yeah, it's not WB anymore. It's
Yeah,
somebody
and then
bought
they-
them for really cheap.
And then they drop Gollum.
Ah, no.
We
they
don't
Let's
mention
not
that
talk
game.
about
We don't mention that game. We don't mention that game. We don't mention that game. We don't mention that game.
About Gollum.
I don't know how that hit the shelves physically, by the way. It's insane that there's physical copies of that game. I don't know how. It's crazy.
I
The
don't know.
fucking
One
walls
One
they
person had to
had,
play
bro.
that game. That no one tested. That no
That's
one
what I'm
played.
saying. Yeah.
Nope.
I wonder
QA.
whose idea that was, guys. Let's just sit in this room. There's got to be like 20 people in there saying, hey, we should make
Please,
a game
please
about
don't make us
Gollum.
police this.
The moment,
Why?
the moment I heard the word that the game was gonna be Gollum based, I was like, I'm out.
Yeah, that's
I'm
kinda
out.
weird.
You've lost my man. You lost my entire interest.
They're
And
sitting
then,
The
on a
one
gold mine.
character,
yeah,
the one character in the franchise I don't want to play. Anyone else?
Legolas? I said Legolas
Anyone
game in a
else?
heartbeat.
fuck
Why?
that, dude. Fuck that.
They're
But
like,
I
so
think
we were.
People also have the people. I feel like these games, they drop the game, they have these terrible microtransactions. People do yell at like the company, like, "Why did you do this?" But they're still buying it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like it's the company's
It's
fault,
true.
but we're also at fault.
We're
Like,
feeding
people
that company.
just cannot
Of course,
eat up.
you gotta
Maybe
vote
you
with
guys
your
are at
wallet.
Because I haven't bought a game in a real long time.
I have spent
No,
money on
I-
skins for
I
sure.
like it. Oh,
But my thing
Seems
is
a
they're
little
sitting
less.
on a gold mine, though. They have a gold mine. They created the Nemesis system. They patented so no other game company can use it, and they're just
Scummy.
not using it.
scummy,
Mm.
scummy as fuck. I hate that so much.
Yeah,
I
it's really
hate that
annoying.
you patent game mechanics, dude.
which
I
think is illegal, right? That should
that,
not
no,
be
it's not.
That's weird.
It's not illegal,
should
but
be.
it stifles innovation in the
Yeah.
gaming community, right? Like you put a stop to people. Oh, like I have an idea that I could use in this video game, the Nemesis system that they had, which is brilliant because like it learns from your gaming habits. Like it'll learn. It's an AI, whatever, that learns from your how you
Oh.
fight and stuff. It's a really interesting system. I unfortunately haven't been able to play like Shadow of Mordor, the franchises, as much as I would have wanted to, but I know that it's a good system, and the
It is.
fact that they patented the mechanic, dude,
That's
it's
crazy.
scummy. It's fucking scummy,
Yeah.
dude. I hate that.
The crazy part is they could do so much scummy stuff with that because
Mhm.
it keeps the game forever fresh. Like you never know what's coming. And if you combine that with current AI technology, oh my god,
Bro, it could it could be good,
It would
but
be crazy.
that's another $1 billion company right there. They don't think.
But-
apparently.
but we do. I mean, we're blaming them, but like how Juan said a little earlier, we have to blame ourselves for allowing it to happen. Well, not us per se, not this group. I'm not saying you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But
fuck
definitely
Steven.
just-
Yeah.
The general gaming population.
General
Right.
game.
open our dollars, man.
Is that now? And I wanted to like extend the question a little bit further, because the question was that nowadays, right? That's what you said. Nowadays. So
Mhm.
does that are you alluding to the possibility that the younger generation, this new generation, right? Maybe the new generation that's coming into gaming, are they really the ones to blame for how the gaming is now, the gaming landscape, as in
Oh,
everything's microtransaction
that's
based
like
and everything?
that's like blaming kids born during wartime and saying that they're the ones, fueling the war.
It
or
was their
whatever.
fault.
Yeah, it was. I blame the kids. I mean,
Back
don't-
in my
you don't
day,
think-
I
you
bought
don't
a game. It was complete. I enjoyed it, and
That's
sometimes I
right.
got lucky, and they sold me more game.
true. They would update the game for free.
I never bought skins. I just
Or-
unlocked them in the game. There was a challenge system that I
see-
unlocked the skins in. That was cool.
That's
I had to
funny,
grind for
Blurr.
my stuff.
That's funny, Blur, that you say that, dude. Because I mean, I'm gonna date myself real quick, because back when I was growing up, there were no updates. There was
True.
no updating the games. When I was growing
That
up, there
is
was
true.
no updating the game. Like
Nope.
what you got sold
It's a
in the box,
double-edged.
what you got in the
150%.
box, that's all you get, right?
Yeah, some of
Like,
them
and
definitely
then-
needed, like Sonic 06.
Ooh, please update that game.
Steven.
It's certainly hell currently. I knew it was gonna be bad when I went into it, and I wasn't ready for how bad it actually is.
It
That
needs
game is
updating,
perfect.
man.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
but,
best Sonic game ever.
Yeah, okay.
Woo!
Yeah, start
But,
a boss battle and instantly die if you're not just holding forward.
Skill dev.
so that's why I brought the subtopic of like who you're actually like looking at, because like you're saying games nowadays, and who are games typically targeted? Like who are they targeting mostly?
Well-
It's like the younger generation, right?
Well, I would say of course I would say it's the people's fault, some of it, but I would still put it back on the companies because they release these things that give you short form content to hit you with dopamine, so you get addicted to that type of stuff. And then they release the games after that do the same thing. So they kind of conditioned you growing up to like,
Yeah.
oh, let me
Yeah, it's the new
I mean,
normal.
yeah.
It's
But
the
it
new
also
normal for
worked,
them.
which is the problem. It
Yeah.
worked.
Yes.
Like
I think
I want to hate on people that do scummy things, but at the same time, they're making money. They don't know who I am. They don't give a fuck about my opinion. They are
they're
making
just
it
trying to make
big
money.
because of me drooling and saying, I like that skin. Gimme.
I like. Yeah, go for it.
But like it's like that you put $1 on the floor, you're gonna pick it up, right?
Yeah.
Right in front of
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
It's
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
They
it's
might
just
as well. That's what it is. The game. I mean, might as well do it.
I would not pick it up.
I think it just like games felt like when someone made a game, they really wanted to express something and show off a story or something, some idea they have. And now it feels like I'm making a game because I want money.
Yeah, I mean that's that. Right now, the gaming industry is a top money making industry, right? Or like 150% is up there, or at least in the top 3
by far.
easily.
Oh no, it's
Porn's
billion.
probably
It's
higher,
billion
but-
dollar.
Oh
It's
yeah,
billion
I
dollar
mean nobody's
industry.
ever gonna be porn.
It's a $1 billion industry.
It's right. It's
Probably
right there,
more.
right behind it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
100%.
Senny, to
Wait,
go
it's
back on
porn?
what you said, what you said
Is
about
it?
$1 on the floor, would you pick it up?
Yeah.
Hell no, I would never pick up $1 from the floor because you don't know if
Okay.
there's shit on the other side of that dollar.
$100?
Right?
You're on the
There's probably
sidewalk.
$100.
You
on the
see it
other
on
side
the
of that
floor,
dollar.
which
Is rich. This guy's rich. I'm picking up that dollar, baby. I don't give a
Crazy.
fuck if there's shit on it. I'm wiping
There's
that
shit
shit
on the
off
other
and
side.
putting it
No,
in my
but no.
pocket.
I'm
It's still
trying
good.
to
Big baller
use
ace over
that
here.
as like a metaphor. I'm trying to use that as like a metaphor. There's $1 on the floor, but hey, if you pick it up, there's a turd on the other side of it,
That's
and that's what
fine.
happens when
I
you
can clean
purchase.
that shit off and still buy candy.
Well, then
with
you
it.
should be okay with buying some trash ass games. Then that's what I'm
No.
hearing.
Money does-
I mean,
that's
that's literally
just
what it
games
is,
go.
right? That's what it is right now. The environment is that we're accepting their trash ass games. That's the thing. Like going back to the
Yeah.
saying is pretty much what it is. $1's $1, right? Even if it has shit on it, we're gonna pick it up because that's what we're getting offered at the moment.
Yeah, but
Well-
the thing about the dollar thing is that dollar is just there and it's free. I'm not
It's
Yeah.
spending the dollar $60 and then picking up the dollar with shit on it.
Now I have
I
a
know.
question.
So
I got a question
Steven's
now.
okay with freemiums.
What trash ass game has gotten really popular though, and people are paying for it?
That I was just about to say. I think a lot of the games, like, yes, they
got recent releases.
money make quick schemes, but like people
They're
don't really
not
like
trash.
them.
If it's
They're
working,
just like
it's
the
working,
games you're
yeah.
saying.
I don't know
yeah.
any trash games that are popular though. I know games that are decent that are popular and they add microtransactions.
Yeah.
well,
My biggest gripe, right, to the game thing is I just don't like the whole they're okay with sending out incomplete games or that physical copies don't really matter anymore because you have to have a download in it before you play it. That's my biggest gripe with nowadays.
Yeah, there was a
That's true.
game. There was a game that released not too long ago where is it Call of Duty? I think it might have been a Call of Duty where like it was like maybe like 15 megabytes on the disc.
Yeah,
That's
and it was 100.
And then the rest of it,
yeah.
and the rest of it you have to download. So it's like,
The
wait, what
disc
the fuck
is-
just happened?
It's like the
Crazy.
Netflix disc on the Wii. It just gave you the app selection where you put the CD in there. They're like, all right, go over here to download it. That's all it did. That's literally what it was. You know,
But you do have
Oh,
to,
hell.
you have
That's
to call out the
gonna
good
be a
ones.
waste of money though.
You
And
gotta call out the
that-
good ones. You gotta
that-
call out the
that-
good ones.
Before
Which
we
is
call
a
it the
good
good
one?
ones, that takes away like that point of having to download is like I remember being a kid and like the magic of like I went to like GameStop and I bought this game with the money I've been saving up and I get to go home and I put it in and I watch the
And
title
boom.
screen appear in front of me. Now I don't buy physical games anymore because if I bought a physical game, I put it in, I look at it and it goes downloading update 4 hours and I'm like cool.
Installing update another 2.
yeah, exactly.
True.
Verifying that we
Happens all the
installed
time.
it another 3.
And then
True.
that shit takes up like 100 gigs, and you're like,
Yeah.
this is
Oh.
not 100 gigs worth of content.
Yep.
What is going on here?
A game that I do want to call out that, and they did a good job, even though I don't always agree about what the developer does because they do some shitty things too. But Square Enix with their Final Fantasy VII Rebirth game, they made sure that the game you got on disc was at least complete and playable. And I
didn't
do
know that.
wanna call them out, call them out
Shout
on a
out.
good way for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chad
shout out. There you
Square,
go.
Chad Square.
Haven't
Yeah.
they always been
100%.
pretty decent? Square Enix? I don't.
No, they did. They had the whole NFT. I don't know if you guys heard, but they had like an NFT
Oh.
strategy, and I was completely like, I was
I
the
bought it.
whitest thing I could say. Flabbergasted, and appalled for
I was
the shit.
mollywopped by it.
Yeah, all right, that's what I'm saying.
Where's my Sora NFT? All
Right.
That's what I went for. That's what I went for. I was like, where?
Buff Riku, where?
Yeah, give me a
That's what I'm
dip, baby.
That's what I'm saying. So
That
like,
really
Square
gobbles
is
my
not
cook.
always good. Square is not always good when it comes to that, but at least when it came to that one game that it's really important, at least to me, and probably Steven too. They at least did it right, because that game, dude, that's probably the most fun I've had in a game, like in a single player game that I've had in a long ass time. Like a new-ish, even though it's a remake, a newish game. It's actually a lot of game. Like, holy shit, it's fucking huge.
So going off of that, because I've seen, after I wrote down this topic, right, I've seen articles saying that supposedly they have to make the update mandatory because it can't fit on the disc. Do you guys think that's true?
They put Final Fantasy in 2 discs.
I mean,
There's one other argument saying on why they can't, when they sell physical discs, why you can't play it immediately. Is because the update that they need doesn't fit on the disc.
You can fit 100 on Blu-ray. As of right now, you can fit 100 gigs.
It's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, a lot of these games are dropping, like the Call of Duty
on the Switch,
150 or whatever.
On the Switch. Hold on the Switch though, the cartridges that they come out, they're so tiny, so it would be hella expensive to produce a cartridge that can hold a fucking Call of Duty, bro.
Yeah. Well, that's part of it. I think it is the manufacturing, honestly, because it's probably a lot more expensive to go through adding through the manufacturing process when they could just, everybody download from a server, and then it's fucking way easier.
But
it's a million times easier.
Why do we care how expensive it is for the not the developer, but the publisher, I should say, right? Because the publishers are the ones that are distributing the game, or they're in charge of distributing.
Right.
So maybe we shouldn't be blaming it's not the developers, but
they're free.
Why do we care? Why do we care how much it costs the publisher to put it out on something that fucking fits?
Yeah.
Right? Like
well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it should be that way, but I think maybe the video game industry, it's been maybe for so long that it's a lot more of just a money-making scheme. And so all the, the investors, they're making all these decisions like, oh, no, we're going to invest in this. We're going to make money off of this. Yeah. So all the fast ways of making money, downloading, DLC, the fucking microtransactions. Yeah. Everybody they develop those because that's what gets the support.
I think also the reason they're able to get away with so much is the gaming like scene under law doesn't have a lot of laws because it just started growing into the big industry it is.
New. It's still
so there's a lot of stuff
that is so fast.
Yeah. There's not enough laws to keep them in place for developers, industries to follow along. There's no, hey, this has to be this much, that much, this much.
Bare minimum.
Like we said, the biggest example, Call of Duty giving out a 32 megabyte disc to download a 100 gigabyte game. There's no way they were allowed to charge you $80 for that $80 for a disc that had 32 megabytes. We don't even know what the megabytes were for.
Yeah, that should be illegal.
It's insane, man.
And going back to something a little bit ago, as frustrating as it is to get a game that is not complete because it was clearly rushed out the door by the publishers and all this, I do want to shout out studios that are very open and honest and quick to response times, and they're working on the updates and pumping out updates to fix it.
Yes,
because again, it's not always their fault that
it's not gonna be
the game had to be pushed out.
150%.
Yeah, because they do have a lot of pressure from the people that have the money and that are developing these games.
Yep,
higher ups, right?
Yeah.
That kind of kind of segues a little bit into the into like a surprise topic, I guess. Not a surprise topic, but it kind of relates to what we're saying right now. Because we were talking about microtransactions, right? We were talking about microtransactions, and as Juan was saying, he's saying that there's not a lot of laws in place for that kind of stuff right now, in terms of the gaming industry, right? But we're trying to. The EU, right? For example, they were trying to go into making loot boxes, right? Remember the whole loot box controversy?
Yes.
Remember loot boxes, dude? Like
Loot
when that whole
boxes.
thing was a big thing, especially with EA and Star Wars, like the Battlefront game.
Yep.
There was it was like a whole big ass thing that people were like, oh, like this, it's a Star Wars game. Star Wars is typically aimed at children. And you know they have fucking loot boxes into the game. What are we doing about this? And the whole argument about it was like, oh, should it be considered gambling? And in my personal opinion, I think loot boxes and anything like it, fucking card packs, anything digital, I think it needs to be put into that under the microscope a little bit more, because I believe it is a form of gambling. It's just that the laws have not caught up to what we know as gambling. Because back then they put gambling as, you know, things that we do in the casino, betting on, you know, sports and stuff like that. That's all part of gambling, right? And that's you have to be 18 years and up to actually participate in any form of gambling. And because of how the loot box system works, how the gacha system works, right? Like that entire market, it needs to be changed so that underage children aren't getting their dopamine hits so early on, where they form these bad habits that they probably get now, right? That they probably have now, where like, oh, they probably have like a gambling addiction. I'm not saying that it actually happens, but I feel like it's not out of the realm of possibility that a child could get those gambling addiction feelings, right? Like as they're growing up. So yes, I think laws have to change, and make sure that the kids especially are protected from these predatory practices, if anything.
Yeah,
it's crazy to say that it's not. Some people might say that it's not gambling when some of these things that you open literally do a slot machine.
CSGO was making fun of it. Blatant, right? There was an update with GTA 5, right, where they created a literal like casino. And I think they were just trying to I think they did it to say hey, we can get away with it. But
straight up gambling inside the game.
Yeah, dude, and it was like a blatant in your fucking face oh, this is a casino. Your kids are playing in these casinos and they're gambling fucking money. And I think it was, I don't know how real it was because I didn't really play it, but
I can tell you because I have played it. There's slot machines. There's blackjack, there's roulette, there's
my kind of game, baby. Let's
go. I can't see you spending hundreds of dollars on playing that gambling in GTA 5 though.
Steven?
Because it's not expensive to do it.
Yeah. I think going off of that, it's true because GTA gambling, they limit you on how much you can spend when you're spending it in there. They give you for the roulette wheel or whatever it's called, it's you get one spin a day, isn't it? Something like that, one spin every day or something. They don't let you just
they do have a giant roulette wheel that gives you a daily reward that you could spin for free once a day.
And my thing going off of that is CS:GO has the skin roulette spinning thing. You try to put in money and it just spin, and you're hoping to get a thing. But what I'm not arguing that it's good to do. The thing is, for that one, you can sell back what you make, right? So there's a market investment. So I don't know how to word it.
The
Don't gamble,
loot
children.
box.
Is what I'm getting.
I would say maybe
Yeah.
maybe I'm just
But
not a
fucking
parent
do
yet.
it.
99% of gamblers stop before they hit it big.
True.
That's
Go
right, We're telling you now.
Don't gamble.
Don't fucking gamble.
Don't gamble.
No,
I think
please
they're
don't do it. Don't do it until you're a responsible age of.
And then
25.
still don't do it.
Well, and
Even then,
until
yeah.
you got your own money. If you got your own money, then it's your own. But I think kids.
Fuck
you know,
that.
Thank you, dude. Shaking your
Grab
head.
your mama's credit card and get in that
If
fucking
it's your- if it's
casino
your
right
mom.
now, buddy.
CSGO, baby, get on there. Sell them
I do not
knives.
endorse nor condone.
Yep,
any-
100%. Please do not gamble away anything.
Senny's the biggest proponent to that, bro. It's like don't even trip.
I
All right,
agree.
moving on, right? Okay. And I guess we kind of went into this a little bit. We were mentioning it because Senny mentioned it. Do games feel more boring to play due to the goals of game designers being more on the monetization rather than replayability? Blurr, do you want to elaborate on that question?
I don't remember what the original one was. I think it was just like why video games shit now, and then we were kind of expanded it a little bit. So but I will say that I do think games maybe it's a saturation issue, but I remember at least when I was younger, pretty much, well, definitely when I was a kid, every single game I got, I played the shit out of, and like till completion. But now I feel like games are, and it's probably just an aspect of moving really fast, but games come and go really quick. Like playing a game longer than like 2 months, at least for me, is pretty crazy. And unless it's maybe more of like a competitive aspect, where it's like a game I can improve at over time.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's that a lot of games are lacking more competition to keep people running. I don't know. I'm not sure what keeps people exactly playing a game. So maybe that's could be the topic.
What's the last game that you played, Senny? Like recently, as of
What do you
recently.
mean, like? Because I've played Minecraft with them, so what do you mean by
Right.
last game?
What's
You
the
mean
last game you've
Minecraft
really
is-
gotten into?
Well, he
Yeah.
said Elden Ring. He said it was Elden Ring. That's the last game that really like.
Probably Spider-Man, I think.
Okay.
Spider-Man 2?
No, I haven't played Spider-Man 2 yet. When did Spider-Man the first one come out? 2018?
I think so.
Fuck, dude, that was a
Oh.
minute ago.
And then I think after that was Elden Ring. And after that, Tears of the Kingdom.
Did you play a lot of Tears of the Kingdom?
I beat it.
Yeah.
That was the last
I
game
never
I
played that.
completed.
Do you think? So going off the topic that we had, do you think that Tears of the Kingdom is replayable?
No, not at all.
Does what about Breath of the Wild?
No.
No, so
If you're gonna play Breath of the Wild, you might as well play Tears of the Kingdom.
How many of you guys replay games?
If they're really good, I replay
Really?
them.
Oh,
I,
You guys-
I always pick up a game every time, and I'm like, all right, I guess today I'll do this, and then I don't finish it, but I play a little bit and I enjoy it,
Single-player
and I'm
game.
like, man, I can't
Single-player
wait to
game.
play this game. Yeah, single player games.
There
I,
are
don't-
games.
I never understood how y'all do that because I can't go back and play like Mario
I'm-
64 or something.
I'm
like
kind of
that.
on the same boat as Senny, dude. Like once I'm a one and done kind of guys for the most
Yeah.
part when it comes to single player games.
Unless it's really good.
Yeah, even that, honestly, even no matter how good the game is, like this Final Fantasy VII is a good example, right? Honestly, dude, if I ever platinum the game, that's it. I'm not going back to it, no matter how much fun I actually had. That's just me personally, and that's a single player game. But I just, and maybe it's more about because of how many games I still am looking forward to playing, like that's in my backlog, and like I feel like shit replaying a game that I already beat, right? Maybe even completed, and then instead of playing a game that I haven't even experienced yet, but I own and it's on the shelf or something like that. That's just how I'm viewing it. But
Ace, the only way that I can go back and replay a game is if I haven't played it for like 10 years and it was something that was really super good and I remember
from your
it being
childhood,
super
maybe.
good. but I
Oh
don't
yeah, I've done that.
remember what happens in the game. So it's like I'm
Nostalgia,
getting a new
okay.
experience of playing something that was really good. That's the only
Right.
time. The
Okay,
only game I
fair
think
enough.
about that I've ever done with that that I've ever done that for recently is Breath of the Wild. I replayed that like 4 times.
Oh
But that's
wow.
yeah.
I and maybe I was trying to think of reasons of why I do this. I will go back and play a lot of games, and some games I probably play once a year at least.
Oh shit.
Some examples of this are like
Yeah.
Sonic Adventure, a very
Classic.
old
Okay,
game. I
I'll give
play
you
that
that one.
game. I play that game
he's right.
every year, once a year.
Sonic Adventure 2
Damn.
is that's Sonic Adventure 2 for me. I don't replay it, but if I do go back and play it, I have a lot of fun playing.
That's Sonic Generations for me.
Oh shit.
Oh, there's a lot of
crazy.
And
I
then-
gotta play that
Good.
one. I gotta play
There's
that one.
other games like the Batman series, is what you're talking about. I
Mm.
play at least one of those once a year,
Damn.
and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I can
other
understand.
games, some games that take me longer, like Sunny said, like that have like really impactful stories that have hit me. I'll
Mm.
kind of wait till I try to forget something and then
Little
go back
bit.
and play it.
Yeah.
Like Undertale is a good example, but sometimes I even still play Undertale like even though I know what's going to happen because I enjoy the game
Yeah.
so much.
Oh.
I think I have played games recently where I'm like, this is just, I'm not having as much fun. And I don't feel like I'm making a connection with these games. I typically will go back and play games that I feel like have had some sort of impact, even if it's just a little bit, that I'm like, I remember this very fondly. And also it could be that I feel like I tie like certain games and stuff to moments in my life.
Yeah.
Certain games make me feel like, I played this when I was a kid. This is very nostalgic for me. So like, if I'm having a bad day and I want to just like, feel like I want to escape this moment, even if I'm not escaping into the game, I'm going to play something that reminds me of this era or this time in my life.
That makes sense.
I saw
I do-
Blur. He didn't raise his hands. Hold on. You were saying, Steven? Sorry. I didn't mean
No,
to
no,
cut you off.
you can go ahead. What were you going to say?
Blur? I saw you didn't raise your hand, right? You didn't raise your hand that you don't
Oh.
replay games normally?
No, I'm a little weird with how I experience games. I don't think there's very few games that I've ever played through. And that's why maybe I need to maybe specify. I think there's like maybe 2 different genres of like single player games where like you play for the experience and the enjoyment of beating the game.
Mhm.
And then maybe there's like multiplayer games and like replayable games. So like Fortnite, Call of Duty, like genres of games or like a game that, continues playing. And I feel like there's not as many of those nowadays where like everyone's like, oh yeah, everybody's still playing this game. Like a lot of
Yeah.
games are kind of quick. Like, oh, we got Pal World for like 2 months and then, gone. And then, oh, we got this one. And then,
server.
so
Hold
I
on,
mean, and
I've said that game a
was-
little bit. It's early access.
it was still, but dude, they're all early access now.
But to his point, I just don't feel like I'm going to go back and play it when it comes out fully.
Yeah,
think
Like, I think it's
Yeah.
lost
Right.
its like
Charm.
big
maybe
reveal.
like
Like,
the
Right,
big
okay.
charm. It's possible,
I'll
100%.
go back
so
for it
maybe,
if they have something interesting. I'll go back.
but
too.
yeah, I don't really ever. I don't think there's ever been that many games that I've played through 100%. There's definitely a few of them that I really enjoy, but that's not really my type of gaming now. Since I'm a little bit older, I feel like the only really times I want to game is when I'm gaming with people, and so a lot of those
Yeah,
single player
okay.
games. I lose the motivation because then I'm just sitting alone playing a game and I get real bored real fast. of a lot of
I
games.
see.
I have coworkers that are like Blur said. There's 2 genres that only play multiplayer games. They've never had interest in single player games or the single player genre. They just can't, like Blur said, sit
mean,
alone and play a game. And they've never really connected with stories like that. So they rather just play with other coworkers or other friends they have IRL, and they're all like adults. They're like 30, 40s, and they're just they play the game not to win, just to talk while they're trying to
And have fun.
win or play whatever. Yeah.
Just to connect, I guess.
So
And
I'm
I
kind
think
of.
that's go ahead, son.
I was gonna say I'm kind of with. I think the reason me and you are so similar on our takes on this, Ace, are because we do not connect with games very easily. So that's why we don't go back and replay them. Like, for example, I played Shadow of Mordor. I'm not gonna go
Mm-hmm.
back and replay that game because I didn't have that type of connection with it. It was a good game.
Mhm.
So I think we're all the same. It's just that we have different levels of connection that we can get
Yeah,
connected to the
or
game.
different things we're looking for in a game.
Yeah,
Because I mean, because then maybe if it wasn't more for the story, Senny, you would say you were playing more for maybe like the mechanics of it or like
Yeah.
the actual gameplay. Okay,
it was
that's
for the
yeah.
mechanics and the gameplay.
Yeah.
It
Do you
was
guys
basically just the mystical
consider the playing multiplayer games or going back to multiplayer games as a form of replayability? Let me give you a good example. Smash Brothers, right? Like we all connected through
Mhm.
Smash. Is that a game you consider having high replayability?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I
all
would
fighting
say-
games gonna have that. To be honest with you.
I would say yeah. And maybe fighting games were kind of like the first originals that kind of brought in that multiplayer aspect of playing with your friends. Because there wasn't many like I mean there was arcade mode, right? In the original like Street Fighters, there was a kind of a storyline mode, but it
Yeah.
was mainly more focused on playing with your friends.
Yeah.
I think
I
a player versus player game,
I wouldn't count
as
it
long
for
as there's a player to
playability.
go against, I think it has replayability.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
So you guys
hate
count it as
Ultimate
replayable.
these days.
Wait,
You
say
hate
that again,
what?
Zeddy?
I said I hate Ultimate. I don't like it. I
Yeah.
hate it. But when
Yeah.
I'm playing with Juan,
Other
or I'm
people.
playing with Ace, or I'm playing
Yeah.
with Bird, Steven, it's fun.
Right.
I will
Exactly.
never pick up a controller and play that game unless it's with you
Unload.
guys.
Yeah.
Ever.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
play unless I'm streaming it and I'm playing
Yeah.
with viewers or whatever.
Yep.
That's the only time I
Same
really
thing.
picked that game up.
Yeah.
But I did you sneeze?
Bless you.
I was laughing, my bad.
Oh, never mind.
It's
Let's
not
take
like
my
a
bless you
sneeze.
back.
Bless.
Oh,
Bless you, child.
Go
Yeah,
ahead, Breeze.
yeah.
Bless you.
Whoa, would you raise
Yeah, the
Blur
priest,
over the
the priest
headset?
right there. Get the priest. He blessed you.
My child.
Bruh.
The fucking so yeah, I mean, I guess yeah, we can count we're counting multiplayer games as highly replayable only because of that multiplayer aspect.
Yeah.
I should say online multiplayer aspect, right?
Yeah.
Because there's
Yeah.
games that unfortunately don't have online, like the older games, like Melee, right? Like that's a
Yeah.
big example right there. But people
100%.
keep playing it, right? People keep
Yeah,
playing.
Yeah, they keep.
I
that
love
game
the
alive.
story mode on that game, like the
Really?
little adventure mode. That's probably like
I
some
thought it
of
was
the best.
really cool too. Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought it was really funny
Yeah,
how they
yeah.
made the arcade mode free. It was really
Also,
Is it-
I will say the subspace emissary
Oh, yeah.
on Brawl was
Yeah.
that was
10
fun
out
as
of 10.
shit.
Yeah,
That was
I was
fun.
about to say it's funny how the opposite happened. Everybody plays Melee for the gameplay, and they play they play Brawl for the
Brawl for
story.
the
story. Yeah.
The story was sick, bro. It was really
amazing,
good.
man.
It
was.
just
I would
kind of
smoke
it
when
tickled
they
my
let it
childhood
play.
fantasies of how I
Yes.
used to play with my figures,
Yeah.
like exactly the same way, like how Sakurai described them as like, oh, they're actually just figures coming
Yes.
to life, and the
Yeah.
master hand is like your hand, technically like moving the characters around. I thought it was just
Yeah.
really really cool, and I connected with that game a lot because of that.
Exactly.
So do
You
you
know?
guys just find that it's because you guys have a harder time having a connection with the game that like games nowadays are harder to hold your
Attention.
attention? Or is there certain aspects of games that you're just not really vibing with that
Well,
if there's like this aspect of the game you're not going to play it?
to be honest,
Or let me reword that a little bit more. Or add on, my bad, not reword. Or is it that your guys' replayability mentality changed from wanting it for how the game feels, instead wanting it to experience with other people? Like wanting to game with friends and all that. So now you prefer just finding games where you can play with friends rather than play on your own.
Oh, I play with my own all the time, dude.
Whoa. Yeah, it's pretty quick on that one. Huh?
You play with yourself?
You
Oh,
play
that's
with
why the
it's a
black
healthy,
man's
yeah,
gonna
healthy
see the
amount,
lotion on the
healthy amount.
Helicopter round 2, here we come.
Yeah.
No, I
Don't get
play
upset
single player
over it.
games. I play single player games all the time. Like that's actually my
Yeah.
Oh, I have another question.
preferred method, right? Go ahead, ask your question.
No, finish what you're saying.
I play I honestly I think I play less multiplayer games than I do single player.
I
That's
believe
like
that, yeah.
for
That's fair,
certain.
yeah.
I don't play multiplayer games very often, and it's rare. And and that sucks because I want to play more multiplayer games. It's just like the
It's not enough
multiplayer
interest,
aspect
right?
for
Not enough
multiplayer
interest.
games.
Yeah.
For multiplayer games, like there's unique multiplayer games that I'll play for like a good chunk. Like Rocket League, I actually played that one a lot with my best friend, like my IRL best friend.
Oh yeah.
Like we played that shit a lot. Like we were in it. But then obviously we lost interest or whatever.
Yeah.
We both went our separate ways, and from that game. And then Smash has always been a game that I always love going back to personally. I just like playing with you guys and viewers.
Hell yeah.
But not a lot else. Like there's not, for me, Fortnite was never like a thing that I wanted to really get into. It's just the I love that it's free. That's cool. That's badass, dude, that they made it free. But it just, the battle royale in general just was never like
Not too.
yeah, it's not my kind of genre, unfortunately. Like I was just I didn't grow up on shooters. I didn't grow up on shooters personally. I wanted to, but I just never grew up on shooters. Modern Warfare 2 was like the first shooter that I ever started playing, like pretty much ever. And I love that game so much.
Yeah.
Have to edit that out.
Well, yeah, edit one out, please.
I added so that you can pull out yours. That's what I was waiting on. You got a Glock, I got a Wii Zapper.
I'll let you do it that time.
He brought the Wii Zapper out.
Do you
My
do you
first
guys
shooter.
think that like I know some people do this, and I think I do this as well, where sometimes you'll enjoy a single player game more if you're playing it with someone. Not that they're like
Live streaming
playing
it?
not that they're playing it, or it's like someone is, I have a friend next to me and we're both, he's watching me play and we're just talking about the game as I'm playing. Do you think you enjoy the game more?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Because
when
I'm playing single player games,
Probably why I stream.
I play with my girl next to me. I don't play it without her next to me when I play single player games. And to go back, because I didn't answer the other question that Juan was talking about.
Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to say something before we moved on to this, but the way that I work is that to keep my interest, you have to have mechanics, something interesting to keep doing. And if it's a single player game, a good story. But I'm not gonna go back and replay that unless the mechanics are good on it. So that's what I wanted to say to Juan's question, which is why I don't have a lot of games that are replayable to me, because there's not a lot of games that I played that I thought, oh my god, this feels so great to play.
Like satisfying.
Yeah, like I think that's why a lot of people go back to games like Mario 64, stuff like that.
Yeah,
and like Metroid. If it's not, I'm not going back to it. I'll go back and play Dread eventually. That's a good game. Good mechanics.
Should replay that.
Yeah.
Which one?
Metroid Dread.
Oh, Dread. Holy shit, that one surprised the hell out of me.
It's so good.
I had never played like a 2D Metroid that played so fucking well before. Like,
if it feels that smooth and the movement is like that way, that's the type of stuff that'll make me replay
it shocked me. I like Metroidvania games, right? But I had never played one like that shocked me like that. I was like, man, I don't know, man. But I sprung for like the special edition or whatever the fuck. I'm happy I did. That game shocked the hell out of me.
Me and you are in the same boat. I didn't grow up playing shooters either. I just find them so repetitive. Like I don't like. There's no mechanics in it for me. You're pointing and you're shooting. It's all about your aim,
right?
Pretty much. And I couldn't get into that. It's just after a while, it gets boring to me because you're just literally doing the same thing.
I think it's at least for some shooter games, it's easier to see improvement, and it's easier to improve than certain like fighting games. I think fighting games are a lot harder to improve in, and take a lot more practice. Shooter games are a lot faster and giving me that satisfaction of I'm getting better. I'm beating this person. So I think that's why a lot of people play and just consume so much of it. But back to the single player thing of playing with someone. I know for me, and you said you agree. It's just when you're playing with someone else, I think it's easier when you're bullshitting with them and having a conversation. it's easier to attach moments to that, where
Yeah.
something funny happens and you experience it with someone else, and then it becomes a whole
True.
nother aspect of like this is a
True.
moment.
And it's somebody, you have somebody there you can talk to about it and everything.
Yeah.
It's great. Like I went back and I replayed the Zelda games with my girl, so I could see her reaction
Yeah.
to the story and everything for the first time. Like it's those type of reasons why I'll go back and play a single player game.
Oh shit!
It's
I think
great.
I think I just had like a little epiphany over here, dude. Like,
Yeah,
that's probably the reason why I fucking stream at all. Like
Yeah.
any single player game. I grew up playing games with my younger brother, but the thing is, when it came to like a lot of the single player stuff, if we would have a single player game, he kind of ended up watching me for the most part. Right, because I'm the older brother. Obviously, I have dips.
Right.
That's kind of how it goes, right?
That's the rules.
Yep.
That's the rule. Them's the breaks, you know.
That's
So, and you know, I never really made that connection until like right now during this podcast. Like, oh shit, like
Yeah.
I think that's why I wanted to stream, because like I do feel a bond or a connection with the game more
Sharing-
if I have other people that I'm sharing it with.
experience with.
Right. So
it's like
It
you're
enhances
getting-
every moment.
Yeah, it's like you're getting that first experience all over again through somebody else. It's
Yeah.
great.
100%.
Like something big happens, a big reveal. You have the instant relief to turn to the other person and go,
Yeah,
"Oh
you're
my
just like,
god, that
wow."
shit just
Right,
happened!"
yeah.
Exactly.
yeah.
And you see their face light like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking, but me and Steven could never do that since we play our single player games separate. We don't watch each other's streams of each other's
No,
single
you're
player
not
games.
allowed.
No,
You know, for
we should.
better
a
not.
good example is when we were all watching Steven play Final Fantasy. That was so
Yeah.
fun.
Exactly.
Damn.
It's crazy, and I think I kind of fucked myself up because I was going to stream that entire game, and I did stream the first bits of it, and then I like streamed it in Discord, and like Juan and Senny would react, and I was like, "This is so much more fun.
It's
I'm having
more
a
fun.
blast now that they are experiencing this with me," and so I was so excited every day to hop in Discord to fucking play.
and play.
That's
Basically,
badass.
I'm not playing, but I'm playing alongside them. It was so much
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
We stayed up till 4 o'clock waiting for him to 4 a.m. waiting for him to beat that final boss.
Oh, my
Damn.
God.
All right. That's
Hey,
probably what I
I
gotta
mean-
start doing with you guys. If I'm playing single
Yeah.
player, I'll just
Yeah.
fucking go on
100%.
Discord.
I love it. I'm always ready to sit and eat something and watch. Always.
Yeah. And I mean, you guys were kind of doing it with like the Kingdom Hearts streams. I
Yeah.
think that can be really good content for the future, especially for the channel. Like we have a few of us in the voice chat. We just
Yeah, we're
stream
just
it.
hanging
I
out.
think we had
It's-
you
hanging
and Ace on the last ones, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was
Yeah.
on there.
Yeah. And so
I'll
and
stay,
that's
guys.
great. I think that's like kind of like a fun aspect of like a stream, that because then you can have
Yeah.
one people
Yeah.
watching chat and shit like that. It's great.
I'll say it, guys. I think I like you now.
Whoa!
I don't hate you now.
Finally!
Wow.
Finally.
I hate
Here's
you.
Revelation.
Later. He loves
Holy
it.
crap!
Yeah, when
But
I
But
see
it's
those
all about
live,
the like how society is nowadays. Like everyone loves to watch people react to things.
Shared
True.
experiences, man. We're
Yeah.
having shared experiences.
Well, it's kind of like it's an upgraded version of watching TV, because not only can you watch TV, but you can actually talk to the person on the
Interact.
TV.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
great.
interact.
So-
Yeah, interaction.
When I
And
see
now-
you guys are live in a Discord VC, I'm like, okay, I'm about to cook something. Let me go in and see what they're playing.
Yeah.
And watch.
Hell yeah.
I'm so jealous of you guys too, that like who understood Discord a lot sooner than I did, because when I first got into Discord, like when I first
Like, what
joined, I
is
was
this?
asking Juan everything. I was like, dude, I don't understand. How none of this works. I was so confused. I was like, what the fuck is a Discord? Like,
Yeah, bro.
what is a Discord channel? Like, I didn't understand the concept of it. It took a long time, and I'm still learning things about the app that
It's a great app.
I mean,
forgot.
I'm still learning, but I'm happy that I'm starting to pick it up, and there's a lot more things that you can do here than I realized, right?
A lot more.
There's a lot.
Yeah, so happy about
I forgot
that.
who got me into Discord. I forgot.
Wait, what'd you say?
I forgot who got me into getting Discord, or like who
I'm
introduced.
guessing it was Well,
Probably
I'm
one.
pretty sure. It was me.
probably
Yeah,
one.
I'm pretty sure.
If I had
It was
to
definitely
guess,
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
He told me to
That's-
add him on Discord or some shit.
Yeah,
I,
that's how I got on.
I didn't
was
know what the
the-
fuck Discord
It
was.
was the gaming hub.
Yeah, there
Right.
was some people from another game I was playing. They
Do you-
Oh,
Do you guys? I know. I don't. I don't think this for Ceny and Ace because I think they said it's harder for them to get attached to games. But do you? And I don't think so for Blurr either. Do you ever find yourself getting? I wouldn't say emotional, but feeling something from games.
I cry every time, bro.
Yes.
yes.
Dude, that's why.
Spider-Man
That's why I
2008.
had to
Yep.
play like single player games on my own. Because
Well, that's what I was about to say.
Some of
Is
them.
yeah, that will take away me feeling more emotional towards
Yeah,
a game
True.
as if I'm playing it alongside.
Because if I'm
someone.
playing with you guys, I'm laughing.
It'll be a
We're
joke.
laughing.
Yeah.
We're making fun of the thing.
yeah,
I can't play serious games
Yeah,
with you
yeah,
guys.
yeah,
That's
dude.
for a
Like
fact.
Cage 3, I fucking bawled my eyes out that ending, bro. That shit
I
was
cried.
like, well,
My girl saw me
Really?
cry in that game a little bit because I thought he died.
he did. He did.
Wait, he did? I don't remember.
not
That
really.
game.
He's
Spoiler,
like he's
spoiler.
kind of dead.
He's dead.
I mean, I guess I'm the minority because I just like having people in there, whether I'm experiencing sad moments or happy ones.
I mean, it's
Okay.
good. Yeah.
I think
fair
I
enough.
still like will experience it in my head, but like I won't let it show.
Right, right.
Mm.
It's
Like
you-
I think I'll have an
can't-
understanding of like, man, I'm sad. This is sad, but I won't like
yeah.
if I'm by myself and I'm like I will let myself be like I'll cry at
Same.
something.
Like,
hell
dude,
yeah.
I was so
There's
sad at the
nothing wrong
ending.
with that.
I was super sad at the ending of Spider-Man first one when I played it. But I would have
finished
loved
it.
to have played it in there with you guys and seen you guys' reactions to that sad moment.
All right, guys. Next sad game we play, I'm gonna cry at the end, and
There
you guys are
we
gonna have
go.
to see
And then
me
we're
cry.
all
I'll turn
gonna
my
point our
camera
fingers
on.
at him and be like, "Loser."
I'll turn my camera on and be like,
Cry, baby.
Yeah, like voice acting got me where he was
I'll
like,
make fun of you.
"You're doing so
Don't
bad."
cry in
He was
front of me.
like, I can't.
Don't cry in
I'll
front of me.
cry in front of you.
I will make fun of you. Don't
It's
cry in
my
front of me.
next
I
goal.
thought you were gonna say you're
Next
gonna cry
Nevermind
with them.
stream, guys. We're gonna play Fall Guys, and I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, make fun of that.
This is such a sad
You
game.
fucking bitch. You cried about that?
You
Oh,
dare
man.
show emotion here?
What time are we at for the thing? Do we want to keep going? or-
I'm down. Like I said, I don't mind editing longer versions.
Oh, I still don't want the podcast to be like 2.5 hours. People probably ain't gonna watch it.
probably gonna
hours.
end
There's
up
a
that
lot
way,
of stuff I'm gonna
unfortunately.
be cutting
It's
out. Like
is that
Blurr
1:30
showing the
right now?
way.
Whoa, he doesn't fuck with the podcast. You can cut all of it out. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it from 2 hours to 30 minutes.
That's crazy.
That's fair.
Damn,
I feel like
you
we've
gonna
been
do all
saying a
that?
lot of good
I
stuff.
know.
I will sacrifice all my
No.
parts.
I don't mind
Hell no,
uploading.
go raw.
Dude,
Go raw, Juan.
you
Go
guys
raw.
can. our
No
podcast,
edits.
like when I've edited them, I put in most of the stuff, and the rewatch time we've gotten is super positive, bro. It's like 90% watch time.
That's really
Yeah,
good.
it's really
That's
great
really
retention.
good for a
So,
podcast. Damn.
I don't think.
90% watch time? That's
Yeah,
insane.
that's why I think who
Like
was it
that.
that showed? Wasn't this you, Steven, that showed?
No.
I showed someone
No.
our retention rate. It was really good. I was like, holy shit! It did, but what does way better in my videos. I was like, damn.
Damn.
I get like
Hell
30%
yeah, I mean,
retention rate on mine, 30, 35. It was
Well, for
90 or
continuing,
something.
it's about the AI, and if we want to save the AI for, because I feel like we could do an AI for a whole nother podcast.
AI would be a
like-
big one, 100%.
Probably feels like a different topic now that I'm reading it again.
yeah.
The AI feels
Yeah.
like it's an
If you
entirely
want
different
to
topic.
stay on gaming, then we can do the Zelda topic that I was talking about.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, and then there's one
All right,
with
go ahead. Sam.
Ace as well, right? First person versus third person.
Oh no, that's just like I thought it was like a good idea. Like to
Later
do
on, talk about it?
maybe not here now, but first person versus third person, just any game, right? It
Perspectives.
could be a shooter perspective.
Hell yeah.
Right? Thought that would be a good idea for later on.
I just want to ask this question since we've been talking about games, and then we can get into Ceny's topic. What is your guys' favorite game of all time, if you can choose?
Mega Man Legends. Let's go,
Fuck, dude.
If you can't give it one, give me like a top 3 or 5. I'm always interested to hear Blurr's because I feel like Blurr played so
I
many
want to
different games
see.
that I did.
I want to see Blur's first.
Okay, probably. I'm gonna choose 2. I'm gonna choose one for single player because there is
Okay.
actually one that I absolutely adore, and then one for multiplayer.
Are you talking about franchise or the game?
For the game, for one game,
Okay.
I would probably say, if I had to choose for like the best amount of time, probably Smash 4. If I had to choose one, I enjoyed that game the most out of all the Smashes. But
Wow.
Smash Wii U was probably better times, like better memories, because that was just I think probably the longest I played a Smash game was Smash Wii U. And then for like single player, Animal Crossing for the Wii U was an amazing game. It just has a lot of
Yeah,
I did not expect that at all. Yeah.
yeah, Animal Crossing for Wii U just gives us a
Wow.
lot of nostalgia because I played that game a shit ton as a kid. It was like one of the few games that it was very free form and I could kind of create my own little world, like for the first when I was a kid. So that game I love that game so much. I think it's a beautiful game.
2 games on the worst console
Almost
ever.
perfect.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hey, worst console
the
ever.
GameCube was amazing.
What the hell?
The GameCube, I'd say, is one
Squared
of
up.
the best Nintendo consoles, in my opinion. It had amazing games.
Oh man.
I can give a top 5, I think, because it's so hard for me to choose a number
Yeah,
one.
let me hear yours. Your top.
My
5,
top
at least.
5 would be Baldur's Gate 3,
Yep.
Kingdom
Yeah,
Hearts
I'm
2,
coming.
Elden Ring,
Elden Ring.
Persona 5, and
Oh.
Bloodborne.
Breath of the Wild is not your
Ooh.
top 5? That's crazy.
It's
Damn.
not. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really like Breath of the Wild that much.
Fair enough.
I
No,
never
that's
played it that
fair,
much.
dude. Like he.
No, it's not fair. No,
I think the game
no.
is amazing on one playthrough, but I can completely agree that there's no replayability. And I have to feel like I want to go back to a game, and I don't want to go back to that game.
Mm.
All 5 of the games
Yeah.
I said I could replay right now.
I mean, I can understand that. I guess I put
100%.
300 hours in that game, but I can understand. it.
Jesus.
Christ, dude. Did you complete all the shrines?
Yeah. I just
get all the
wanted.
Koroks.
It's because I wanted more, so I just
that
did all the
golden
tedious stuff.
curd.
Right.
That's the reason. But
Juan,
Yes.
your turn.
Oh, Mega Man Legends. That's for me.
Really?
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's your
Okay.
number one game
Number
of
one
all
game.
time.
Yeah.
Of all time.
150%.
Do you have a
guess
top
more.
4 after that?
Mega Man
Give me
Legends.
just 1 second, boys.
Kingdom Hearts
Go.
1. That's all I got. I got a top 2. Anything
Damn.
else could be a throw. Yeah.
No Smash in there.
Well, I thought you meant single player. Yeah. Smash for sure.
Well, just
every
like
game.
any. It can
Oh,
be
okay.
any genre. It can be single or multiplayer.
Yeah, so then Mega Man Legends, Kingdom Hearts 1, top 2. Wii U as well for me. Smash Wii U is, I think, the greatest memories I've had in my life. Yeah.
I thought he was saying the system itself.
No, yeah, yeah, dude, Wii U, baby. I don't care what you guys say. Wii U,
Ass system.
Wii U,
I
go
don't
to
think it's good. I don't think
It was
Smash
ass,
is
but I
a
love
Hey,
it.
game.
Nintendo Land though.
It was
That
ass,
game
but
was
I
sick.
love the
Nintendo Land was
console.
great. That console.
I love Nintendo Land.
Wait, Blurr was gonna say something.
I must bid adieu. I have to go pick up Brienne.
All right,
but,
brother.
Great luck on the rest of the podcast.
Thank you,
And
sir.
it was a great time. Farewell,
For sure,
everyone.
Blurr.
All right, bye,
Yeah.
bad.
Peace out.
Good night,
Love
night.
you,
Doo-doo.
Thank God he's gone. No, I'm just kidding.
Ceny.
I would say Elden Ring, Breath of the Wild, obviously, and maybe Ocarina of Time. Yeah,
Ocarina of Time. I've never finished Ocarina of Time.
I do not
finished it.
respect.
I'm trying to think about the games that I've actually finished and have wanted to
I
go
forgot to
back.
mention Elden Ring.
Senny, do you want to play
I'm with
Ocarina
them
of Time on the
Elden Ring.
channel, and I'll play it, and you can watch me?
Yes,
Because I've never beaten it.
150%.
That'd be cool, actually. Shit. So you have a lot of Ceny has a lot of Zelda like
Yeah.
like favorites.
Because the reason why I have a lot of Zeldas in my favorite is because I just think it's different. That's why. It's a different type of game than story-wise and mechanic-wise than
Story
A lot of
wise,
the
you
games
think
have been
Zelda's different than other games?
Well, it doesn't
Well,
have
yeah.
that much
I don't-
dialogue.
I don't
It's a lot
ne-
of
I don't
expression.
necessarily think the story is good in Zelda, to be honest with you. I don't. I just think it's a different story, not necessarily a good story. It's just a different type of story. But I really like mechanics, dungeon, open world, getting new weapons and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I like. And puzzle solving. I love puzzle solving. That's my favorite.
Okay. Oh, okay.
The
All right.
entire game, like most Zelda games to me, just feel like even just exploring the world feels like a giant puzzle. Like
Yeah.
you get like talk to this person. Oh, I learned a little bit of information that I could talk to this person, complete something,
Yeah.
or doing stuff like that. So
That's what I like. It makes you. I would sit here and watch my girl try to solve dungeons, and I enjoy sitting here watching her try to
well,
figure it out.
whenever we play
That's
Ocarina
pretty
of Time, I hope to disappoint you and make you really annoyed that I'm not understanding things.
To be honest, that's the one thing I didn't like about Breath of the Wild. I didn't think there was enough. I know they had the shrines, but they were all super easy. I didn't think there was enough different
Dungeon.
type of puzzles.
Yeah.
But the dungeons were not that present in.
And the dungeons were not fun to me.
Yeah.
They all look the same.
Yeah,
Ugh, I hated it.
it's like you're in
The
same
beasts.
game
What are they
again.
called? Fucking-
Divine Beasts.
The divine beasts. Yeah.
Yeah. That was
The
horrible.
divine beast puzzles, dungeons, whatever the fuck. And okay, fair enough.
But I didn't do very multiplayer game. Multiplayer.
I didn't actually. Well, I guess you can.
Baldur's
know.
Gate.
Baldur's Gate's multiplayer, but I don't know if I'd call it a multiplayer game.
You could,
Because honestly, I'm down to play with you guys, but I highly encourage that if you guys are playing Baldur's Gate, do your own playthrough.
really.
Yes, highly encourage it. I will play with you guys, and I'm super down because I love the game, but I think by yourself is the best way to play it.
I'm gonna play with you regardless. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna do it
same.
myself.
Nope.
I'm down. I'm down.
I need a dungeon master teacher.
Yeah.
I'm the D&D guy. I got you.
Fuck, I think Juan has that game too. Like I'm
He
just,
does. I think I bought it for him.
Damn.
You know,
man.
I wanted to say Smash was my favorite multiplayer game,
Mhm.
but I just really cannot give it any type of multiplayer credit. It's just horrible.
Why?
I don't know if I have a favorite multiplayer.
It's just horrible online. It's just bad. Oh,
Okay,
By the way,
well,
Resident
what
Evil
about-
5 is also in my top 5 though.
Oh, Resident Evil 5 is so fucking good. We should play Resident Evil 5, Sadie, me and you.
Yeah, I hate shooters
fucking
so much.
love
I
that
love
game.
Resident
I
Evil.
love that game.
I have replayed that several times. Several times.
Okay,
When they
secret
remake
about
it,
me,
we
I
play
never
that on the
completed
channel.
a Resident Evil. So,
Yeah. Soul Calibur 3. That's another one.
oh, Soul Calibur. Okay,
Those are good.
fair enough.
I can't
But-
think of a good multiplayer game though.
But a good multiplayer game that you could put as like your favorite.
Black Ops 3.
Never played it. Never
If I had to
played
choose
it.
a shooter, that'd be the one I'd choose.
Okay,
I'm
fair
a
enough.
BO2 guy.
Okay, favorite game of all time. Fuck,
Top
dude.
5 if you don't have it.
Okay,
top
top
three.
five. Top 5 would be Monster Hunter 4
Yeah.
Knew
Ultimate.
that.
I knew there was gonna be a Monster Hunter.
I knew it.
Yeah, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate for the 3DS. I played that game dude. I have like 500 or 600 hours on that fucking
I
game.
forgot to put Kingdom Hearts in my list and Recoded.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go.
Damn it.
Kingdom
Recoded
Hearts.
is your favorite?
Wait, Recoded?
You did not just say, "Ugh, bro." No way.
Kingdom Hearts 2 is
Recoded?
my
Don't talk to
favorite.
me, Cage 2
Recoded
lover. Don't
is
talk to me.
amazing.
Look me in my eyes.
No.
Which Recoded? Like, are we talking about like the up-res one or the original one?
What do you mean upres one?
There's not
There's-
an upgrade one. There's
Oh,
only
you
one,
mean
dude.
playing on the emulator? Is that what you're saying?
The original.
Wait, is there
memories?
not one on the
Nope.
the
It's just DS.
Yeah, just DS.
I do that game, and I respect Ceny for understanding. That's when I knew his taste was good. At first, I
Get the
wasn't
fuck
with
out of
it.
here, bro.
Not Juan,
Recoded is amazing.
not Juan when we beat the Sora story yesterday, both of us going, that was disappointing.
Okay, KH2 or Recoded.
What do you mean, like
Who you asking?
like gameplay
If
wise?
you have to
can't-
erase one.
You can't compare
Yes, I
them.
can.
though.
How do you
Yes, I can.
compare it? That's a
I
mainline
can, and I
game.
did.
Game.
That's a mainline game.
Yeah, to a side story game.
You can't compare
I
mainline.
think Dream Drop Distance was better than Recoded. I'll tell you that much.
I didn't play Dream Drop. I need to.
I don't think.
Dream Drop
All right, let's focus on the topic. Cut this out.
All right. Sorry. By the way, I'm taking Recoded.
Yeah.
Damn.
The
All right.
mechanics
Fuck
are just
Cage
so good.
1? Is that what you said?
Cage 2. Fuck it. All right. I'll take Recoded.
Yeah.
That
Awesome.
hurts my feelings.
Who cares? No, just kidding.
It's literally only because of the mechanics. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
and-
exactly. That's why you
Yeah.
play it. Yeah, because mechanics.
Yeah, if you don't like the mechanics, you don't play it. I don't
Yep,
like it.
exactly.
But I understand if you like the mechanics, that's a cool
It
game.
is great.
And a level up system.
It's fantastic.
Moves.
Yep.
Amazing.
Okay.
Uh,
Damn, and these are gonna be recent titles because I can't really think of a lot of like the older ones that like.
I'll help you.
Fuck, dude.
You want to
Um.
say your first one again, just in case one cut it out?
We got my top. I guess we'll go 5. Top 5 games is probably number 1 is Monster Hunter World
Nice.
because that. I mean, I'm sorry, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. I should say because that's like. That's when I really got into it. I got too many hours.
That's the
in that
most popular Monster Hunter game, right?
No, it's World.
It's World now? Okay.
And
And before World came out, was that one,
sold
right?
the most. Yeah, World sold the most copies out of any Monster Hunter ever, and Wild is probably gonna be like up there too.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I believe
Dude,
it.
your reaction was so crazy.
Yeah, dude, I was laughing so hard when I saw it.
I was excited for you.
Yeah,
Nah,
I
dude,
saw
yeah.
you made it into some reaction channels. That was funny.
Apparently, shit, I didn't fucking know.
He did,
but
yeah. Who brought it up? Was it one of your viewers?
Yeah, I think it was somebody that brought it up to me.
That's so cool, bro.
Oh, my brother. No, it was my brother who brought it up to me. He's like,
Oh.
dude, you made it onto this other channel
That's
that
so
I guess
cool.
because he's
Oh, really?
because he plays Monster Hunter as well. So he's like, dude, you made it onto this channel. Like I was like scrolling into like the Monster Hunter reactions. I guess he was looking, and he saw my face on a thumbnail. He's like, that's my fucking brother.
I would
Oh
say
my
out of
God.
everyone in that reaction, yours was the best, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I
Everyone else was
mean,
like,
yeah.
whoa.
They put me first for
and
whatever
they just
reason.
like, ah. I was like, oh my god.
Because you were the hypest, that's what they put you for.
Dude,
Oh, we're gonna go off
dude.
topic again. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry,
Blake.
go back.
It's alright. It's alright.
Monster
So
Hunter.
it's Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, right? Honestly, dude, Smash Ultimate has been like a dream for me because of just the amount of characters that it has and the amount of content that it actually has. That's why I'm putting it like up there. Even though Melee was my first like Smash game, and like I love Melee and Brawl's fucking subspace. Obviously, we already know how legendary it is. We already discussed it. But it's just that Ultimate has the characters, right? Like that, and that's what I wanted most out of everything. Just give me the characters and give me like a okay, moderately okay fucking online, and I would be happy. And I have been ever since. That's why I put Ultimate up there. And then no Kingdom Hearts is gonna be on this list. I'll tell you that much.
Dino Blade.
Fuck you, dude. Xenoblade Chronicles X. The one for the Wii U. The one for the worst console of all time.
Stop with this bashing, bro. Holy shit. Amazing.
The worst console when the Virtual Boy exists? Disgusting.
Hold on. Virtual Boy had a lot of good qualities. Right?
You're defending Virtual Boy? Oh my god. I can't say what this
Hey, didn't Soldier Boy have a
cover
console?
your ears.
That's right.
Yeah, that's actually
That's
more-
right.
Cover your ears.
So yeah, the Xenoblade Chronicles 3. X is definitely a favorite. And then fuck, dude. I'm trying to think of like classic games. A shooting game? Modern Warfare 2. Like the
yeah, you
original.
were NW2 guy? Jeez.
Yeah, that was my first foray into like multiplayer shooters.
I respect.
That was the first one. So like, and I loved it. Like I had a lot of fun. It's probably because I played with friends. Like that game though, I played with actual people. I didn't get into it on my own or anything. Like it was a word of mouth kind of thing.
I hope you wouldn't play those games by yourself.
I don't know,
You
right?
definitely need friends.
I think that's all I'm gonna say for now because I can't think of anything else. But those are definitely top 3, right? It's gonna be Monster Hunter, Smash, and Xenoblade. Like those are top 3 games. But the sad part is I haven't played like a whole bunch of different games. Like Baldur's Gate, I feel like I'm gonna get like fucking Steven and get super like into it, and it might become like a top game. Elden Ring is like really good. That's
I forgot to put that one in my list. That one's in my list. That's in my top.
Elden Ring is in my list for sure, and I know it's on Senny's. I can see his face.
Yeah.
He's like, dude,
It's on all of ours, and that's got to be a testament to it.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's a game.
We all have different interests, and Elden Ring is still in the top. Is in the top 5 at least.
I apologize for forgetting about it.
It's crazy. This is the longest time you guys seen my face. Huh?
That's true. It is.
I feel like that's the longest time Sandy feels he's seen his own face, bro. And he's like, whoa.
It's a good looking face, man. You handsome as fuck, bro.
True. No, that's my stop. True. Here, hold up. I got the emote.
Yeah. I think everybody here is handsome. You guys are crazy.
Hey, kisses for everyone?
Of course.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to crop that and I'm going to caption it.
He's going to post that on his Twitter.
Yep.
That's cool.
I'm on it.
Yeah, so top 4. There you go. Those are my top 4. I can't think of a 5th, like really. No Dragon Ball in any of our lists, which
Dude,
is hilarious.
okay, that's what I was thinking, but I didn't want to bring it up. Budokai 3 for me.
No, hey. Reserve that until Sparking Zero comes
Okay.
out.
Oh, that's a good topic to go about.
You think it looks?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I have different feelings. We'll talk about that later, I guess.
Anyway, thank you guys for joining us in the second episode. This is not the second episode.
Second episode with you.
With you, yeah, Kazam, let's go. Yep.
Like and subscribe. Thank you for joining us. We have Juan, Steven, or Ace. What do we call you?
Ace it is.
Ace is fine.
Ace. Okay.
I'll decide
Steven,
for
do
him.
you want to be
Ace is fine.
Steven?
Damn.
Are we calling you Skillful? Or Steven?
Headshot.
Just call me Steven.
I'm gonna call him.
We got Headshot Gaming over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we hope
It's 12:30. I need to not yell.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for everybody for joining in. If you guys have any topics, put them in the comments and maybe we'll add them to the next one.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Appreciate
You did it.
it. In.
Yep. See?
I did it.
Yeah.
See? First podcast and second podcast done.
You grow up so fast.
You did.
Not that hard.
I
Alright.
delivered.
Damn, 2 podcasts?
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah,
We didn't even mention. You didn't even mention Blurr though. Wait, did you say Blurr?
Oh shit, we did
Fuck
it.
'em.
Here,
Fuck
alright,
'em.
redo your outro.
No, just
And
redo
that Blurr
that
guy.
last bit. Redo that last bit of just saying.
Just say,
oh,
and that Blurr guy, and then
And
cut that
Blurr,
in.
yeah.
You're not gonna make me go cut it in.
Cut it in and then go back.
Alright,
just
fine.
still recording.
Alright, yeah, go for it. Add it. Fuck it. Alright, I'll cut it out.
And thank you, Blur. We definitely did not add this in later. For joining and stopping by.
Go Blurr!
Yeah, Blurr! We did it at your post.
Yes!
Definitely not after post.
Oh my god. Helicopter emotes, please. Oh my god.